as we always do. Let's start the show! Hey everyone, I'm Jet from InThirdPerson.com, personal look at video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. And we're here playing some Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo Classic. I know this is a really random pick. I did not advertise, promote this stream that was going to happen. I decided like 15 minutes ago that I was going to stream this. We were actually setting up for the Jackbox stream tomorrow, and Steph is winding down, and we're kind of winding down the night. Not really much else to do for me right now, and I kind of need to find a plan B for the immediate future of streaming in the short term. We'll talk about that in a second. But for everybody else here, I hope you guys are doing okay. Hope you're healthy first and foremost. I hope you're happy as well. I mean, all things considered, I know it's really tough right now, but also, yeah, it's Yoshi's Island. Come on, like, this is so... Alright, let me do my narrating thing. This paradise is Yoshi's Island, where all the Yoshis live. I didn't realize that was the plural for Yoshis, I-E-S. Now you know. They are all in an uproar over the baby that fell from the sky. Yeah, they've kind of noodled with the Mario lore a lot here. Wait, the baby seems to know where he wants to go. The bond between the twins informs each of them where the other one is. I don't actually know if that's how twins work. I'm gonna have to ask John and Matt if that's actually how the twin sense goes. The Yoshis decide to carry the baby to his destination via a relay system. Now begins a new adventure for the Yoshis and Baby Mario. There we go. Off we go. Autobots roll out. The green Yoshi gets the lead. Welcome to Yoshi's Island. Yeah. Oh, if Baby Mario... Okay, yeah, we know this. If he falls off the back, you don't want to run out of stars, all that stuff. Yeah, so one of the reasons I'm streaming this game right now is that I love this game growing up. Playing this towards the end of the Super Nintendo's life. This came out, was this the year? I think this came out at the same time as Donkey Kong Country 2. And I absolutely adored the art style of this game. And are you oh, okay, that was the intro. Just being able to see Mario and Yoshi in this like super artsy colored style. I guess I mean it's such a weird, like, every game has art in it. Well, pretty much every game has art in it, but this like sort of not even cell shaded, this coloring book style was very unique for the time. And Mulligoon, good evening. Glad you could join me here for a very impromptu stream. How you doing this evening? Yeah, I'm probably not going to play this for like a perfect run or anything like that, but we're just going to play, hang out, enjoy some Yoshi. You still need to beat this. Oh, okay. This is... Oh, man. I've beaten this one many times. It's an all-time favorite of mine. I think one of, like... I mean, it's hard to quantify this as, like... Do you count this as a Mario game? If you count this as a Mario game, it's incredibly high on my list. If it's a Yoshi game, like, it's definitive #1. Like, I don't... Yeah, Crafted World's really good. Woolly World is okay. A lot of the other ones are not that great. Saw you blow dust off arms the other day. Yes! I, in light of the Smash news, definitely played that again, and it's awesome. And the plan, my original plan, was to stream ARMS this upcoming... Hanny, is ARMS worth playing? Yes. Yes, it is worth playing. Also, how you doing this evening, Hanny? I think ARMS is it's a great game that I think to this day people are still sleeping on. I think there are many people who don't get it. They just think, oh, it's like Wii boxing, it's punch out and you just waggle your arms and like, no, there's actually more depth to it. It's actually a very cool fighting game, and if you want to play it a little more casually, and there's a lot of different modes and mini games, and you can play it co-op with a friend and play through the arcade mode that way. The online is a lot of fun. And there's a free trial happening right now, so you can play it for free, the full game, for like 2 weeks, and it's definitely worth a shot. Annie says, good, trying to get unstuck in Final Fantasy VII while I watch. Okay, cool. That is... And Mulligan says, the characters are so charming, like character design needs more credit. Yes, absolutely. It's very much in the vein of, like, Overwatch, without being... Like, not quite as good Overwatch, but, like, Nintendo doing that type of character design. And yeah, to this day, ARMS is still my most played Switch game. Over 200 hours into ARMS. I love that game to bits, and it's only gotten better over time. They added... They bolstered the roster to like 15 characters, they added new modes, they added new quality of life features. It's great. Absolutely worth a try, bare minimum. Hey, we got a bonus challenge. And Final Fantasy VII is something... I have a copy now. I have the PlayStation Classic, which, yeah, it has it on there, and at this point there's... I mean, no real excuse for me to not try it. Alright, let's flip these cards. But yeah, JRPG is not really my thing. Bang. Okay. No. But yeah, part of why I'm streaming the SNES Classic right now is that, I'm gonna switch to the camera here. This is a serious family conversation between all of us here. My Switch is dying. If you watched the Animal Crossing stream on Wednesday, you saw towards the end of the stream that the emergency overheat signal went on and the system powered off. And it's pretty much happened every single time since. Like, if it's docked, it will guaranteed overheat. If it's played in portable mode, it lasts a bit longer. We haven't overheated it yet. But in light of the fact that I can't really fix it right now, the whole global pandemic thing is such that I can't just ship it to Nintendo. And I think it's the fan that's busted. You can buy the fan and then open it up yourself. But looking at the parts and like what's required, I personally don't feel comfortable doing that type of work. So... we're in the immediate term, we're gonna still play the Switch because like there's Animal Crossing and other stuff we want to play, but it's gonna be primarily portable play because it's cooking in the dock. And if it's going to die, we want to stretch it out as long as we can while still having fun with it, which means I probably am not streaming Switch stuff anytime soon. And so I'm trying to find some other options. I do have a lot of other systems here: the PlayStation, the Xbox, PlayStation Classic, the Genesis Mini, the SNES, the NES. So it's not like I'm short on games to play, period. I just have to figure out what the path is going forward in a world where I may not be able to stream Switch stuff for a while. Mulligan says, I fixed that on my own Switch, replaced the fan. How hard was it? Like, I know there's like I'm gonna have to buy at least like a tri-wing screwdriver as well to open the thing up. Annie says, bummer, but it's good that you have other games. Yeah, I'm fortunate enough to have other consoles and other things, so it's not the end of the world. It's just I might be out of commission for a while, and I might get desperate and maybe just do the thing and fix the problem myself. I mean, at this point, like, I have a launch Switch, so it's not even under warranty anyway. So yeah, something for me to think about. This is the middle ring for this level. You may want to continue. Oh, you make it to you here. Also, Mulligoon, how much of a handyman would you consider yourself to be? I am on on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm like a 1. Like, even the stuff that's hanging on the wall here, I've stripped, like, most of those screws. Oh man, this is... Mulligoon says it wasn't horrible. There was one ribbon cable that felt iffy, but not horrible. Okay. Because yeah, thinking between the global pandemic and how long it would take Nintendo to ship it to me and back, like, I could be out of commission for months. And I might still cost more to get Nintendo to fix it and all that. And, I may have no choice but to just do it myself anyway. Yeah, we thought, like, going as far as, like, buying another Switch. Which wouldn't be the end, because, like, Steph's gotten really into Animal Crossing. And her having her own island and can play on her own time, like, that's not the worst. Oh, back we go. But at this point, like, Switches are sold out everywhere. Is there any particular, like, I'm familiar with building PCs, but not into, like, STEM level soldering wires and stuff. Okay. Yeah, I have little experience building PCs. I've done... I mean, the PC I'm streaming on now, I've, like... installed the graphics card and put in a new power supply and a new hard drive. So there's that. Like, is it more complicated than that? Yeah, my concern is that because the screws are so small and delicate that I would just immediately strip them and then can't put it back together. D-Money Show, hey, how you doing, dude? Hey, man, welcome to the stream. I'm doing okay. All things considered. How about you? Boom. Alright, while we're watching this wind down, I wanted to... Let's see if I can run the notification properly. No, I cannot. Unfortunately, because this person... Not trying to shame this person at all, because this person subscribed to the channel. It's just when you subscribe to the channel, when I'm not online, I can't actually run the notification because it's not showing up in the software that I use. But I do want to shout out Now Is Games Dan. Thank you so much for the sub. Let me hit the air horn for you. There we go. That's good. And D Money Show, thank you so much for following the channel. Yeah, so what brings you here this evening? Is it the Yoshi's Island, I'm guessing? Is this one that you're curious about, or you just love this game? Hey, Ian! Wow, a lot of people showing up for a random Saturday night stream. Ian, how you doing this evening? And yeah, just to get you up to speed on the family conversation we were having here. This is a serious family conversation, as it impacts the show for the foreseeable future, potentially. My Switch is dying. It's the fan is busted, and it's overheating pretty much every time we play it now. And I don't feel comfortable streaming. Like, the problem is in the dock, it just completely cooks. Out of the dock, it seems to be cool enough that we can play it for a while, but I can't stream it when it's not docked. So we might be out of commission as far as Switch streaming for a bit. So, like, I was planning on doing an ARM stream this week. probably not happening. I'm gonna have to find something else to stream in the meantime. But you guys should definitely play ARMS, because that's a good game. And D-Money shall rip. Yep. And so yeah, Mulligoon's telling me about how he fixed his by replacing the fan on his own. I know that's a possibility, and I might get desperate and try it. I am not much of a handyman at all, and the thought of me trying to do that level of fixing horrifies me. But I'm also desperate to play more Switch, so I might have to try it. And with the whole, like, Nintendo repair centers being shut down, and who knows how long this whole situation's going to go, this might be my only option. Hope you get a new Switch. I hope for a Switch Pro soon. I mean, I am hoping for a Switch Pro. I think yeah, maybe we just fix this, or like I YOLO it, but I also don't want to break that and then we just don't have a Switch. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is just yet. And yeah, I was kind of hoping for a Switch Pro at some point, but I don't think it's gonna be this year. Throwing balloons. To throw the balloon, key in the button sequence as shown. First, like, rhythm. Little did Nintendo know, this would be like an entire genre. Enter the buttons as shown on screen. And Ian says, yeah, having your Switch go out during prime Animal Crossing time is not ideal. Exactly. And yeah, we were streaming Jackbox tomorrow, and all my Jackbox games are on the Switch. Whoa! Hold on. Oh, D-Money, thank you so much for the tip. I appreciate that. And yes, that will help. Thank you. Ah! And Mulligoon says, my biggest piece of advice, get a Tri-Wing separate from the one that comes with the kit. Huh. Okay. Do you have, like, a recommendation on a specific Tri-Wing screwdriver? If you've got a link, let me know when you're ready to post it, and I will give you clearance to post the link. You're welcome. Yeah, thanks, D-Money. Yeah, D-Money, since we're here talking Yoshi's Island, and for everybody, what's your history with this particular game? Is this one you've played at all, or one that you're finding out here for the first time? I'm curious to know what your history is with this one. In this room. It's okay. Let it go. Yeah, while you guys are answering that, I was talking about... You played the Game Boy... What, do you mean like the GBA port? Yeah, that's Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island... Oh. In my timeline, it doesn't exist. I really had no idea. Huh. Like, this was... Yeah, Game Boy Advance. Okay. I didn't pick it up on the GBA because I had it on the Super Nintendo, and I wasn't that interested in playing this one again. And they also, the weird numbering of it with... Yeah, I'm not gonna say the numbering was the reason why I didn't play it on the GBA, but, like, I'd beaten the game. This is one of the few games in my life that I've 100%ed. And not to say that I could do that right now off the top of my head, but it was one I played to completion. And I was just like, I don't need to play this again. Oh, geez. But yeah, phenomenal game, I think, to this day. Ah! D-Money says, well, I played pretty well into it and planned on beating it till I lost my save file. I was streaming it on my YouTube account. Oh man, that's unfortunate. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. Ba-bum, bonus challenge time. Woo! What was I gonna say? There was... Oh, we were talking about Jackbox as well. Because I bought all the Jackbox games are on my Switch. I had to buy some on PS4. I wanted to continue the stream as advertised, like we're super late, and there are people I've told like, hey, come play Jackbox. So I bought a couple. I double dipped on Jackbox 3, which is my favorite one. And then we bought Jackbox 4, which Randy and I have never played before. So I have no idea if that one's any good. I hope it's good and it works for streaming. We'll see. We'll try it out. So tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time, I'll be back. We'll be streaming Jackbox. And I hope you guys can come and play. Alright, scratch 3 boxes. Let's go. And D-Money says, well, I played pretty well into... Oh, you said that already. Yeah, it does. I'm debating whether replaying it or not. I would say do. This is a good game. But I understand you probably have other things going on as well. Ian says, Jackbox 3 is the one with Quiplash 2, right? That's probably my favorite as well. Yes. Quiplash 2, Trivia Murder Party, TKO, the t-shirt drawing. I love the t-shirt drawing one so much. And there's a couple other... Oh, Guespionage and Faking It. Faking It doesn't really work because we're not all sitting in the same room. But 4 out of 5 is... And, like, I like all those games. Bart the Bashful's fault. I shoot up here. Nope, that didn't work. Nope. Nah. So yeah, as an alternative to streaming Switch stuff, maybe this is a game I play front to back. I don't know. I probably could do it, and it wouldn't take too long. Oh, door. I used to think that Mode 7 was so cool. Watching the doors, like, bend in that way and come out of the screen. And those Mode 7 graphics. Funny, I don't actually know what Modes 1 through 6 are, but I know they exist. Uh-oh. Stop crying. There it is. D-Money asks, if you don't mind me asking, what is Jackbox in layman's terms? Because I'm stupid. Okay. Jackbox is a series of, like, party games that you play on your phone. They're available on pretty much every console, PS4, Xbox, Nintendo Switch. And it's games that use your phone as your controller. And so, like, if you've ever played something like You Don't Know Jack or Quiplash or Fibbage, those ones do stand alone. It's a compilation of those styles of games all in, like, one package that you can play. Everyone can play on their phone. And they were originally meant to be played locally. So, like, everyone's at the house and we're all playing, but then they became popular as streaming games too. So other people on stream can play with me at the same time. Although there is a little bit of a delay on Twitch. I'm just saying, I know a lot of people rag on me for, I think particularly when I'm on, like, the later level streams and stuff, of hyping up Mixer. But it technically is better to play games like Jackbox with streaming community on Mixer because there's no delay. But we'll be streaming it on Twitch here. Ooh, secrets. As a kid, I preferred Yoshi's story to this one. Wouldn't be able to pin down why necessarily. I think I was older when I played this, so I already seemed dated. And D-Money Show says, okay. Definitely try it out. Definitely try it. Or come by. I'm not trying to, like, pip the show. Come by tomorrow. We'll be playing it, and yeah, it's just an open code and, like, first come, first serve. And you can play with us too. And yeah, you don't have to buy the game. Like, I'll check it out if it's free. No, it's not free. But if you're watching, like, if you're watching another streamer play it and they open up the code and they show you the code, you can play with them and like you see most of the game like between your phone. You could your phone and the stream. It's a little weird to explain. Free to the person playing on the phone. Yes. I mean, technically everyone's playing on the phone, but and it's hard. Like I'm trying to explain it now, and I should also switch the screen. It's hard to explain unless we were actually doing it, because I can't just like show you like the gameplay screen, because then you don't see how the phone part works. It is very cool though. Maybe at the end, I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming for. Maybe we do like one Jackbox game at the end. Free to everyone who isn't Jet. Yes. What time? I'll be at work tomorrow, unfortunately. We're playing at like 9 a.m. Eastern time. So I don't know what that translates to in your time zone. And so yeah, Ian, we're playing Jackbox 3 and Jackbox 4. 3 is my favorite. 4 I've never played before. I somehow have I've played all of them except for Jackbox 4. So that's one that I bought for the PS4 for the purposes of tomorrow's stream. Wish you could work from home. Where do you work? And I'm sorry to hear that you're working a job that doesn't let you work from home, especially in light of everything that's happening right now. I would be very concerned for my livelihood if I was in a position where I had to work, still work out in public. Okay, you think you can make it? Okay. Hanny says, I might pop in a little bit tomorrow. Your Sunday streams are difficult for me because they start at 6 a.m. my time. Totally understand, Hanny. Don't worry about it. Finding a time that works for everyone is challenging. Twitch is a global platform, and until I do this full time, if I ever, it's not really what I want to do, but yeah, finding time slots that work for everybody is tricky. And so yeah, there's a number of number of viewers just by relation to like later levels and stuff. They're all in the UK and they can't watch any of the Wednesday streams. And they come for the Sunday ones, but then, like, yeah, West Coast doesn't get to see the Sunday ones because they're at 6. You work at a grocery store. Unfortunately, people need food. Ah, man. First of all, thank you for your service. I think that people like you are absolutely heroes in a time like this, and I hope that you get the respect and the thanks that you deserve. Because, yeah, absolutely, you are helping a lot of people stay fed in a very serious time, and you're probably not getting paid and credited nearly as much as you deserve in a time like this in particular. Yeah, Ian said, to his point, you're doing absolutely valuable work. Like, not to say that it wasn't before, but like now more than ever, like, geez. Thank you. Like, I used to work in a pharmacy, actually, like, for almost 8 years. And if I was still at that pharmacy, like, I would still be working. And I suffer in the particulars of the Voldemort 27, as I call it. The virus that shall not be named. I would be immunocompromised because I am a lifelong sufferer of asthma, but, like, if I needed that money, like, what else am I gonna do, right? And that's unfortunately a tough thing for a lot of people who are either still working because they still need the hours, and, like, the nature of their work has them still out in public spaces and stuff, or others who, like, just their work is shut down and they just don't have any income right now, and people are still trying to charge them for rent and things. Like, ugh, it's tough. D-Money says, we still have to wipe everything down and people need to stand behind the yellow line. I'm glad that they have the lines. I've started seeing more stores that have the lines spacing people out so that we're all standing the appropriate distance in line, so that's good. And thank you for the recognition, and we just got a $2 raise as well as other retailers, I believe. That's awesome. And that comes with longer hours, so give or take. Yeah, two bucks is a good raise. But yeah, it's a step. Absolutely. How long have you been working at the grocery store for? Yoshi! Come on, get the... There it is, get the baby. Yeah, man, I don't know, like, if I was back at the pharmacy at this time, like, I just don't know if I could continue working that job. I would be scared for my livelihood, and I don't think it would have paid... I don't think whatever I would have gotten paid would have justified the risk. And I was at least fortunate enough that I was living with my parents at the time. I would probably still have issues with paying my car. That would have been the big one. Yeah, about 2-3 years. Okay. And Hanny says, I work from home, but my husband still has to go out, which I hate. Yeah, that's tough. I was actually... There's a clip on Reddit of, like, this group of construction workers just, like, revolting against the company because they were like, we need to wash our hands a lot. Clearly, there's not enough places for us to sanitize our hands, not enough washrooms. There's not, like, during a time like this, like, we're just not protected, and our company's not giving us the means to do this. This isn't worth it. Let's just go. And they pieced out. And yeah, one of the guys in particular was like, my wife cries every day when I get home because she's scared that I'm gonna get her 87-year-old mom sick. It's tough. Like, yeah, you gotta work, but at the same time, like, it's not just me that's it's not just the person that's out and about putting other people at risk. It's other families, friends. It's just the nature of it is so sneaky. It lives in your body for so long, and you can transfer without even knowing, and you may be It's scary, man. Gotta love that baby Mario cry. That's all he ever does in every game he's in. Yep. And yeah, since you're in high school, 16. Ah, okay. And so yeah, I'm guessing then you're also... Your school is canceled, whatever school you were going to. And yeah, what were your plans? Like, assuming we all get out of this unscathed and life is able to come back to some sort of normalcy, like, what was your plan, D-Money? What were your dreams for your future? I ask you specifically, I know Ian and Hanny are a little more settled down. I guess Ian and Hanny, feel free to answer that question as well. Or, like, where were you? Like, what type of... Coming into, like, I guess, college, like, what were your dreams? Or things you were aiming to do afterwards? What was the light gun game with a baby? Yeah, it's canceled. I don't know what the light gun game with a baby was. Not off the top of my head. I feel like I have a pretty decent knowledge of light gun games. That one off the top of my head, I don't know. Not... plan, go to college at some point and become a psychologist. Ooh, interesting career path. What is it about the field of psychology that interests you? Yeah, for me, Ian says, I still don't know what I want to do. Really, I could make a career out of where I am if I wanted to. Just work my way up the ladder, but I don't know if I really see myself as someone who wants to be a manager. Yeah, that's fair. And it's funny, one of the things I've mentioned a bunch of times on stream, like that idea of like what you oh geez, that was dumb. What you want to be. Mr. Blue Sky, welcome to the stream. Happy Saturday evening. Depending where I think you're. Yeah, it's Saturday evening your time. Like the idea of like figuring out what you want to be when you grow up never ends. And like my mom right now, she's been an accountant for decades, and she started her own raw dog food business, and business is booming, and she's hoping like at some point it's able to just become her full-time gig. And so yeah, decades later, my mom, who's, I'm not gonna say how old she is, but many years later, she's still figuring out what she wants to do. So don't close the door on anything. Also, Mr. Blue Sky, here, let me hit the air horn for you one time real quick. And Mr. Blue Sky says, dropping by for a few, hope you're doing well. I am doing all right. Winding down with a random Yoshi's Island stream. I was testing some equipment. Wasn't really much going on for me towards the end of the night, and I had all this stuff set up, so I thought, hey, let's stream something old. And then also trying to test some Plan B stuff. I know you and I talked about my Switch not being on the up and up, but yeah, so trying out some other stuff. Hanny says, I don't know what my future brings. Being a military spouse makes thinking about a real career difficult. Yeah, I can imagine that. And I don't know what the answer is, and I'm sure it's just got to be like a day-by-day thing. And D-Money Show. At first, I wanted to be a doctor, but I saw how much dedication it takes and said no. And psychology is a path I want to take to help people mentally. Also interested in the human mind and how it works. Ah, that's fascinating. And yes, the human mind is a fascinating thing, and why people think the way they think, why they make the decisions they make. I wrote a post about this that's going to go up this week on my blog, inthirdperson.com. The idea of like the value of life in particular, like it's a very short post, but it's I think very heavy subject matter in terms of like, especially all things considered, like what is actually important in life. And to me, I see it at this point as like the only things really important are your health, and to a somewhat lesser extent, I think there is probably some sort of trick to this. Yeah, most important things in life, your health and your well-being. After that, everything else is just kind of, I wouldn't say, I'm trying to find a way of saying it without using coarse language. Not nearly as important. And it's just been very eye-opening / frustrating to see when people put other things in front of our humanity, when people are, I mean, I don't want to go too much into or highlighting certain behaviors. I mean, things like the coronavirus parties and people licking toilet seats and tagging it the coronavirus challenge on TikTok, and certain politicians saying that they're okay with senior citizens dying in order to jumpstart the economy. Like, I don't know, man. I can't get with you on that level. But what is it about this world and what you're seeing that makes you think that this that these other things are more okay than our health. Ian says, but what about the stonks, chat? Yep. Food, don't forget. Yes, yes, food and eating. Yeah, that I would say that's like all part of like health and well-being. Like at a base level, the things you need to stay alive. And even certain things like, sorry, Grandma, gotta have my stonks. Yeah. Yeah, that whole thing. And I mean, there's a whole bunch of other things, but just whatever the motivation is for people just not taking our health and well-being as seriously as I think they should. And Henny says, oh wow, I finally found the origins of the song. I hear it in memes all the time, but never heard it in a game. I actually have the volume really low. I don't know which song you're referring to. This game has a pretty solid soundtrack. Yes, yes it does. And yeah, I should turn the volume up on my TV a little bit louder so I can hear the music. I don't think I can get through there anymore. Nope. Oh well. I'll have to go back and listen to the VOD. Maybe. So one of the challenges with streaming, one of the reasons I wear headphones all the time is so that I can hear the game without it leaking into my microphone. Classic streamer rookie mistake. I don't have headphones on right now because I can't plug headphones into the Super Nintendo Classic. I have no way of doing that, and my monitor doesn't support headphones. So I've just got the TV sound really low. Go, go, go. But yeah, I really hope whatever... What was I gonna say? I don't know, just I have this running conversation with one of my coworkers, and it like for us, we are just like each other's coronavirus support group / information source. We're just sending each other links all day, and one of the things we've been tracking is just like companies' responses to this and how they are treating their coworker, how they're treating their employees, how they're treating their customers. And it's amazing to see how many are not on the side of humanity. And it's like at this point just so easy to be like, well, this corporation's garbage, and so is this one, and so is this one. And there's you gotta go. Have a good night. Hope to see you tomorrow. Play some Jackbox. My notifications are on, so it should be good. Awesome. You can also, like, I don't want to, like, plug too much stuff. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at @inthirdperson. I always put up notifications there as well for when I go live, and I put up a schedule every week as well. This one was a super random one, so I did still promote it on Twitter. Like at the last minute, but usually there's a schedule that I post way ahead of time. But yeah, D-Money, thanks for dropping by. Take care, and again, thank you for your service, helping people get fed. So, take care. Have a good night. Twitter is where I saw it. My email won't show me Twitch notifications. Yeah, I don't get the Twitch, the email. I think I turn those off. But I do have notifications on my phone for streams that I follow. Oh, nice. 360 no scope on that one. Okay, can you put your Twitter link in the chat? Oh yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. There it is. Cool, thanks, man. And thank you for your interest. I also post stuff there every day. Pictures, clips, highlights. Talk pretty regularly there as well. So yeah, hope to see you around. Take it easy, man. And again, yeah, thank you for the donation as well. And the follow. Ian says, I didn't choose to turn them off, but now I can't figure out how to turn them on. I'd like to get them for certain streamers, such as you and Double Jump. Yeah, that would... I don't know what the answer is. Oh, yeah, the email notifications I don't know. Yeah, notifications in general, yeah, it's just like hit the bell. Oh, sorry. I hit my microphone there. Let's scratch that one. One baby Mario. You're welcome. Cool. 2 baby Marios. And let's go with this one. Straight line. 3 baby Marios. Oh, dude, hold up. This is like one of my all-time favorite levels in video games. You can never go wrong with a nice, wholesome count joke. Yes. Oh man, there's a video. One of my favorite count videos. It's not quite... I discovered it at work, though it's not... It's where they sent... I'll post the link later. Is this the Switch? Hey, Randy. No, it is not the Switch. Yeah, Randy's the first person I told the bad news to. This is not the Switch, unfortunately. Also, yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite levels in video games, and... it is because things get trippy! I have to watch my words here. I know my nephew's gonna... I know Kai's gonna watch this. I was actually... Oh my goodness, okay, I have a story. I know it was last Sunday where I showed you guys the clip of my cousin's son watching a highlight from the stream. Is this... Yes, this is Touch Fuzzy Get Dizzy. Let's just say it gets psychedelic. I don't want to make any other references to how that particular state is triggered. Oh, yes, here we go. If you guys have not seen this. Oh, yes! Oh, man. This version of the game has the unfortunate visual bug with the background. Yeah, with it, like, blanking out there for a split second. It's unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. But yeah, this is probably the most egregious bug in the SNES Classic versus the original. Man, I remember playing this level and it's just like, what? I can barely control Yoshi. He's stumbling around and it's so... Seeing, like, the entire level warp like this when you're used to seeing games just, like, be very rigid, and then all of a sudden the entire world just rounds out. So random. Player 2 start, it's not supposed to flash like that. Yep. There it is, jump through the hoops. That's okay. What did you guys get up to today? Oh wait, that was the other thing. I got... Also tell me what's up today. I had like the cutest thing. Hold on. Whoa, big basketball. Wow. I mean, I know not everybody here follows basketball, but the owner of the New York Knicks, James Dolan, has tested positive for COVID-19. Um, say what you will about James Dolan as an owner, but I wish him all the best in fighting COVID-19. Um, yeah, that's big news. Where was I? Yeah, a couple of things that happened today. Oh man, I had like the cutest face Yoshi after touch fuzzy. Yes. um I was watching Shooting Stars and Animal Crossing with a friend just now, but then we got disconnected and the game didn't save any of the progress we made. Oh no, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. And Ian says played some Animal Crossing, watched charity stream, went grocery shopping, and got some fans to help us stay cool until our air conditioning gets turned on. That's about it. Okay. Yeah, I played some Animal Crossing as well. Of the three new houses, Audie already moved in, and Rodeo just moved in, and I guess tomorrow the third person will move in. That's where we're at right now. I visited the hippie dog. I can't remember his name. Harvey. That's it. Visited Harvey's island, and he had like the whole his non sketchy house with the, the couch, um, and the lights and stuff. Trying to, man, I'd want to get a little more innuendo, but I know that Kai's gonna watch this, and so this is where I had like the cutest call today, FaceTime call, where Kai's parents recently got a Nintendo Switch, and they were playing Yoshi's Crafted World, and at a certain point, like he was basically like live streaming to me him playing the Nintendo Switch. Here he is setting up playing Mario Tennis Aces, and so I watched him play Yoshi, and he was giving me commentary on what was happening, and it was super cute. Hanny says, I have my full museum and my fourth villager coming in tomorrow. Congratulations. And Hanny says, full meaning not a tent. Yes, the museum is amazing. I love what they did with the museum in that game. And Ian says, oh, that's adorable. I know, right? It was so cute. And his mom was telling me that like ever since that stream where we were playing Super Mario World, he's been referencing it all the time. Where he'll be talking about the time when Jet really wanted to get the cape and he couldn't get the cape, so Luigi got the cape and he did the flying, and he remembers the show and tell, and he talks about the plushies that I have versus the ones he has. And then at the end of our call, he really wanted me to see his Super Mario plushies, so went upstairs and then I saw his plushies. And he has a bunch of Mario ones too, so super cute. I never thought about this. I wonder how easy or difficult, like I don't remember seeing like that transparent blue thing. I don't remember seeing transparencies on the Super Nintendo like that. And Hanny says that's so sweet. Yeah, it's so cool. I'm seeing him get an interest in games, and who knows where he ends up. Maybe he ends up being like super into being a super gaming enthusiast like us, or wherever his path goes. I think it's really cool to see him having fun with the hobby. There were some other ones. They were looking for other game recommendations, and he's a really big fan of cars, and so I suggested Rocket League. And I know the Nintendo version, like, he loves anything Super Mario, and they have, like, the Mario and Luigi cars in there. And they showed him the trailer, and he was just, like, eyes super wide open looking at it. And then at the end, he was just like, I love it. Dad, buy it. man, growing up now, like, if I was his age playing games, like, kids have no idea how good they've got it these days. And not to say that I had it, like, bad, growing up with consoles like the NES and the SNES. Like, I got to play, like, a whole bunch of games that are still considered some of the best of all time. But when you think about the games they have now, and the online play, and still getting access to these old games, and having a whole bunch of people, like, curate the best of the best stuff instead of playing a whole bunch of crummy license games like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game on NES or what have you. Being able to play games on the phone, free to play stuff. Minecraft, like, there's just so much. Oh, jeez. I have to flip that thing around, then come back. Annie says, I grew up in the PS1, and I can't believe that I thought stuff like Spyro was the peak of gaming graphics. I mean, those were pretty good at the time. And, like, looking at the HD remakes, like, at a fundamental level, there was still stuff that was good about them, for sure. But, well, man, that era, though, as a whole, like the PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64 era, those games have not held up in the same way. Like, I remember the Super Mario 64 being 3D, and the conversations of, like, my parents and my relatives being like, "Whoa, this looks so real." Like, no, this didn't look real at all. And then even like Xbox 360 era, like, I remember one time I was playing Batman Arkham Asylum, and my dad just came down to the basement, and at a certain point, he was like, "Wait, you're playing this right now?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've been playing this whole time." And he's like, "Oh, I thought I was watching, like, a cutscene." He thought he was watching a movie. He had no idea that this was, like, actual gameplay. I don't quite... Alright, there's something else I'm missing here. Ian says, I get that graphics were not good by today's standards and maybe didn't age as well as SNES, but I still have nostalgia affection for early 3D. Yeah, I still do too. I think they look ugly as sin. A lot of those games. And I think it's one of those things where it's not gonna... younger generations of gamers are not gonna have that affinity for it or appreciation at all for it that we would. Like, I think even something like this probably still holds up really well, because just even by, like, modern art standards, this is really nice. But something like, I don't know, maybe the original, not even Final Fantasy VII, but the original Tomb Raider, there's a game. There's a game that nowadays looks rough. We could actually do... I do have some PlayStation 1 games here. It's Steph and Steph's Dad collection, so I can't really speak intelligently about pretty much any of the games. I could try. Uh-oh, Kamek. Yeah, sure, we'll try. For funsies, we'll try and do a PlayStation 1... a PlayStation 1 show and tell. Maybe you guys will have more information on these games than I have. I know. Oh, and this one, when all the bits and pieces ripped. Side note, any of you guys watching Tiger King on Netflix? Steph and I finished it last night. Oh my god, it's such a crazy story. Joe Exotic is like... It's wild, man. It's a... Randy says, do you have Bust a Groove? That's the one PS1 game that matters. I just heard about Tiger King. It's so good. No, it feels like everyone's talking about it, and I don't know what it is. It's a like a reality docu-series on Netflix by Netflix about it centers around this one guy who's an exotic cat owner slash dealer, and it follows like the big cat industry, and there are some super crazy storylines and death threats and long-standing beefs. There's lots of guns in it, and like wow, it's a lot. It is a lot. And in these times when there's not really a lot going on, like, yes, go watch Tiger King. Ian says no, but I just heard from some folks on stream I was watching before this talking about it. It's fascinating. All right, we're gonna try a PlayStation 1 show and tell with the handful of games that we have here. I didn't own a PlayStation 1 growing up, so this is not my field of expertise. But these are my wife's slash father-in-law's games that we happen to have at the house. So, go into the cabinet here. This is one of the biggest like faux pas of my setup here. Like being a gaming stream and all of the games are on the shelves that you can see. Back here. Okay. Here we go. This should be some childhood nostalgia for me. Okay. I will tell you in advance, these games are heavily influenced by my father-in-law, who is a big fan of driving games. He is absolutely a gearhead. They have like an outdoor garage where he fixes cars. He fixes my car all the time. Mr. Blue Sky is back. Gotta go have a good one. Take care, Mr. Blue Sky. See you later. Hit that air horror for you one time. All right. Off the top, do you guys remember Rayman? This one I can actually speak to. Rayman on the PS1. It still looks gorgeous to this day. It is a stunningly good looking 2D platformer. It feels a little loosey-goosey. Like playing it in hindsight, it's also super hard. But holy cow, it is a very impressive looking game. This one I played on PC, actually. One of the very few games that I played on PC. My brother and I had like a shareware version of Rayman, so we played like the first world over and over again. But this one was very cool. I do have it now on the PlayStation Classic, and holy cow, it's hard. Player 2 Start says Rayman had the 90s Leonardo DiCaprio hairstyle. Yeah. The parted hair, the original jet hairstyle too, with the part down the middle. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed this. My hair is getting really long, and I was due for a haircut around the time that the coronavirus stuff really hit the fan. And at this point, I don't feel comfortable going to any hairstyle. Like, I normally go to like one very specific person. I don't feel like putting anybody at risk to cut my hair at this point, and I don't know what to do. I mean, I could try. I do have a hat here, but even that is gonna be a problem, and it adds like a weird shadow to my face. So yeah, that's not gonna work. I could just let it grow out, maybe as a statement to like, hey, there's more important things to life than getting my hair cut looking fresh. Or I've considered just like having Steph shave my head. I don't know. I'm just like in a weird middle state right now. Ian says same thing happened to me. I'm half tempted to just shave it with my beard trimming stuff. I do have guards and whatnot. Yeah, I've considered just going to the pharmacy, getting the trimmer, and just going to town on it. It wouldn't be the first time I've like shaved my head, so, and like no one's really seeing me in public anyway. I mean, it would be, I guess you guys would see me on stream, but you don't understand. Anyhow, Rayman was cool. Driver, it's you are, I think, a getaway driver in crime stuff. I don't actually know what. I can't tell you anything about this game. So yeah, Driver 2. The Wheelman is back. This one, oh man, this one has a lot. Like, this is actually a really important game in my life. Shout out to Alex Sigsworth. This one's a really important game, significant game in my life. It's Crash Team Racing. And the reason this is significant is that Steph and I played this together on our first date. She invited me over to her dorm, and she had her PlayStation set up, and this was her jam. Still her favorite game of all time. I've asked her. She's gotten super into Animal Crossing, and I was like, "Do you like Animal Crossing more than Crash Team Racing?" She was like, "No, Crash Team Racing #1." And we played. I'm very much to this day still a Mario purist, and I was like, Mario, why would I even play Crash Team Racing? And two things. One, Crash Team Racing still pretty good. I don't think it's quite as good as Mario Kart, but it is pretty good. And two, she destroyed me in this game. She still destroys me every time we play this. When we play the updated PlayStation 4 version, I get roasted every time. And Ian says, duh. And Hanny says, I played the demo to this maybe because of a Spyro. I don't know. I know there is a Spyro demo in... I think there's a Spyro demo in this game. I think that Steph unlocked it. Was it in this one? Or I don't remember. One of the games had a secret Spyro demo in it. Can anyone tell me about the PlayStation 1 version of Frogger? I don't really know what the deal is, other than it's got 3D levels based on what I can see on the box. Other than that, like the box says it's got 4-player split screen, 3D graphics, and cool musical scores. And he says, yes, OMG. Okay, Hanny, tell me more. It was terrible, but also the only game my dad willingly played with me. Aw. Aw. That's cute. My dad would play... He played a couple games with us. I think Air Fortress was the big one. But yeah, Frogger. You like that one. Okay. I don't remember this particular version of Frogger. But it seems like we have some fans here. So I'll this whole segment justified. We have a... Okay, we have a second copy of Driver 2. No, I kid you not. We have 2 copies of Driver 2. I don't know why. Oh, this is... One of these is the original and one is the greatest hits. I still don't understand why my father-in-law has 2 copies of Driver 2. But here they are. Couple more. Does anyone have anything about Mobile One Rally Championship other than like it's a 3D car racing game and rally racing? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Someone please tell me you have any sort of knowledge of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone on PlayStation 1. I know nothing of this game, and it's funny, this is like before they had any of the movies, so this is based on the book art. Ian says, I like getting loaded fries at rallies. Okay. Hanny says, yes, but I think I played the PS2 version. Okay. You can cast spells, fast-paced action, lead Gryffindor. Another game I played on PC rather than PS1. Okay. There's rumbling. I think they've confirmed Warner Brothers is working on a new Harry Potter game, right? Like, wasn't there that demo where it was a Harry Potter game that looked like Gears of War behind the back camera, and it actually looked kind of cool, leaked years ago? I wonder if that's the thing that's going to be shown this year. But if it's that, like, that could be very good. It says the action was not fast-paced. Okay. I do see there's some Quidditch on here, too. Worst fictional sport of all time, but I digress. Again, more car racing games. Formula 1 98. I'm guessing it's a marginal improvement over 97 and not quite as good as 99. How about RC racers? This is Team Losi. It looks kind of like a Mario Kart, but with remote control cars. I don't know. Here we go. Driver, you are the wheelman. He says all these car games are the exact kind of games I never played. Yeah, same. I didn't really play these ones. I've heard Driver is the one that has like the really hard tutorial level, right? With the just like it makes you do all these crazy turns, and it's a lot of people just never got out of it. Hanny says, I didn't know the PS1 had such a rich history of driving games. Yeah, there isn't even like Gran Turismo on here. Or like Gran Turismo is not part of my father-in-law's set of games. This one I've also never heard of. This is Burning Road. I haven't even seen this one, to be honest. I didn't know this was here on the shelf. Here, let me read this for you in my very monster truck voice. Get behind the wheel in this rugged, action-packed car and truck racing game. Choose from 3 specially modified custom muscle cars or a muscle truck and tear down the road as you make your way to the checkered flag. Not content with ordinary racing? Burning Road allows you to ram opponents off the road or into embankments as a viable strategy. Vehicles that can sustain damage during a race remain damaged until the race is over. Choose the strategy that best fits your vehicle and driving style and go for it. Get the best time for the overall race and you'll win the championship. Ian says extremely muscle car voice. And yes, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Couple more games. All of these are driving games. One, this is Speed Punks, which looks very much like Mario Kart. And I think, yeah, Steph has said she enjoyed this one as well. Whatever you... No, I can't do that. My voice hurts now from doing the monster truck voice. I can't say anything about Speed Punks, but it looks like Mario Kart. This one is Crash Team Warped. I think some of the levels, the tracks from this one got rolled into... got rolled into the new Crash Team Racing on PS4. So I've probably played some of... I haven't played this original PS1 version, but I've probably played levels from it. And the last one... Okay, this is technically not a car racing game, but it is a racing game. Jeremy McGrath Supercross 98. And it looks like... to me, I look at... it looks like Excite Bike 64. All right, so yeah, those are it. Let me go and put these games away. That was the PlayStation 1, the definitive PlayStation 1 show and tell. Probably never doing one of these again. Oh yeah, we were playing Super Mario. If you don't own Bust the Groove, do you really own a PS1? This is true. I've never bought a PS1. I don't think I'm going to buy any PlayStation 1 games. I know there are a lot of amazing games that I missed out on, and it would be nice to catch up and play some of that stuff, but I just feel like I don't have the time at this point, or the interest, really. I think I'll just take that as, hey, this is going to be a hole in my knowledge forever, and I don't necessarily want to go back and buy all those old games and put in the time to catch up. I did buy the PlayStation Classic, though, when it was like 80% off. But I did get one, and I think that is probably as far as I'll go. Oh man, it's Poochie! It is the OG, Oh, hold on. Here we go. Let's read that. This dog's name is Poochie. He is cute, isn't he? Hitch a ride. He runs in the direction that Yoshi faces. Alright, let's go, Poochie. Get him. Ian says there's one PS1 game I would want to somehow get a hold of. And finish someday, but outside that, I'm content to let those memories stay memories. What game would that be? And Randy says, ah, yes, the character voiced by Homer Simpson. Yep, before he went back to his planet. Also, is there some sort of, like, secret here? Or is that kind of it? I think that's it. I could be completely wrong. Yeah, okay. It's cool though, like for that, my father-in-law, who like clearly has a very specific interest, that he was able to find like so many games in his wheelhouse. I think that's awesome. Like even for back then, of like, yep, I just like driving, and hey, there's 80 billion driving games on this console. Like I don't know if there's that many. I don't even think there's that many options now. Oh jeez. Ian says Legend of Legaia. It's a turn-based JRPG where you input fighting game style combos to execute attacks. I played the demo disc so much as a kid that it wouldn't work anymore, so my parents got me the full game. Never beat it though. Huh, that's interesting. I've never heard of that one. But also, yeah, there's a lot of PS1 knowledge I don't have. Hanny says, I am just now finally figuring out which genres I actually enjoy playing versus feel pressure to play. Alright, what genres do you enjoy playing? And what genres... Actually, that's a good... I like this question. What genres do you enjoy playing, and what genres do you feel pressured to play? I enjoy playing... fighting games are the big one for me. I know I don't stream a lot of fighting games, but I'm open to playing pretty much like every game in the genre. And I'm pretty decent at many of them. Actually, that said, I got to play against... shoutouts to Frosty Light, who did his first stream recently. And I actually ran into him in Fantasy Strike in, like, a ranked lobby, and then we played a bunch of matches after, and... I did win some, but he mostly got the upper hand, and I'm pretty salty about it still. Generally speaking, though, fighting games are my jam, and I would like to play more. I'd like to stream more. It's just that I haven't... haven't found the right games to stream, like finding the balance of games I want to play versus games that people would actually watch me stream. Ian says, love Frosty Light's Pokemon drawings. Yeah! From what I don't... Okay. I don't know if I can... if that would be, like, doxing him, but... Of the WordPress community, he is the one that lives closest to me. Where, like, I could... If we were to ever go down that route, it wouldn't be that hard for me to actually see him IRL. Uh-oh. Stop it! No! No! Oh man, we're all the way back here? That's unfortunate. I noticed that, yeah, in light of, I guess, a lot of people working from home, there are a number of bloggers that started, and I think probably just a bunch of people all starting streaming at the same time. Shoutouts to Now Is Games Dan. He started streaming this week. Frosty Light started streaming, like, for realsies this week. Phil started streaming this week. Gaming Diaries has been streaming more lately. She's been getting, like, a lot of views on her, like, Zoo Tycoon streams during the weekdays. And so, yeah, it's cool to see a lot of the hashtag, as I coined it, the hashtag cool kids of WordPress on Twitch communities start to grow. Ian says, Hanny, same... Oh, hold on. I need to... That was the other topic. Uh-oh. Get back here, baby. Hanny says, I am an RPG fanatic. If it has a level up mechanic, I love it. I've stopped playing platformers and shooters unless I have a compelling reason to do so. Ian says, same, big RPG fan, not a big fan of either platformers or shooting things. See, that's funny. I'm like the complete opposite. I love platforming. I love shooting things. I like punching stuff. My favorite thing is punching stuff. RPGs are hit and miss, though. I will play some Pokemon. And I still have to play Super Mario or Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, which maybe we actually do now that the Switch is dying. Yeah, genres. I don't know if I feel pressure. Well, I guess the one game that I've received any sort of like, hey, you need to play this game, Stardew Valley. That's one where, like, yeah, that style of game is generally not, that simulation is not what I play, but it's one that reviewed so well and is such a big game in the culture that it almost feels like I'm missing out for having no personal experience playing it. Like, even if I don't like it, it feels like one of those ones where, like, hey, I should at least try it to say that I've tried it. Ah, there was a secret. And Ian says everyone's starting streams or podcasts during quarantine. Yeah, like, what else are you gonna do? And Hanny says, I love Stardew, but you have to really enjoy the premise or you won't enjoy it at all. It's very slow. And Player 2 Start says, I genuinely feel like you wouldn't enjoy Stardew. Yeah. That's what's ultimately kept me away, is you, Randy, saying that I probably wouldn't like it, because I know you know my taste really well. Alright. 10 stars. I don't really need those, but okay. It's better than some of the other things on there. Oh my goodness, I just had a cold chill and it's the best thing I felt in 3 days. Wow. Oh, look at that. 360 no scope. Oh no. That's crazy, the, like, being in... For context, it was 80 degrees, 81 degrees in our apartment today. Wow, that's hot. Yeah, and it stinks that you can't necessarily control the temperature in your apartment. Yeah, my wife and I lived in the... Like, when we lived in a condo, we lived in the 21st floor, and it was like east-west, so in certain times of the day, the sun was just blasting through our windows. And the big problem, I guess there was a couple of things, is like, one side of it was like full floor-to-ceiling windows, and we couldn't... It was really expensive to get curtains for that size, and also, like, I don't even know if we were fully allowed to install curtains there, so we just didn't have curtains. And so, like, it would be cold just by virtue of, like, these giant windows being there. Or, like, super hot depending on where the sun was pointing. And so, yeah, it was definitely harder to control the temp. Yeah, how's your... If I may... How's your son doing in light of... I don't know, how much does his life change at all from everyone being home, or... I don't think he was in school at this point yet, right? Oh. Get that piece. Hey, baby Mario the cape. Go, go, go. Oh no! Go, go, go. Nice. Oh. There it is. Okay. And Ian says, me being home is the biggest adjustment for him, and the fact that if Destiny has a doctor's appointment or something, he can't go with her anymore. Going out with her and her mom when Destiny went to the doctor was the most common way he'd get out of the house. Okay. Has it been like a big adjustment? Like, does he enjoy... I mean, I would assume that he would enjoy having you around the house more. There it is. Nice. Oh. Yeah, I've been listening. I was listening to the Bill Simmons podcast, and he has this segment called Parent Corner, where he just talks about, like, him and his guests talk stories about their kids. And he has a teenage daughter who has a boyfriend, and they have not been able to see each other in the last little while in light of the entire state of California being, like, locked down. And enjoy may be a strong word. It's difficult because I am home, but I still have to work, so I can't really play with him or anything. That's the thing I've heard of, like, the kids, like, when they see you at home, they just want to play all the time, or they think that means we're to play all the time, but they don't understand that you still have to work. And yeah, so the Bill Simmons podcast, he was talking about how his daughter is just, like, going nuts, really wants to see her boyfriend, and in light of coronavirus and stuff, like, he's like, no, you can't do that right now. And he said, like, as an example, like, what happens if you go see your boyfriend and you get sick and you pass it on to me and I die? Is that gonna be, are you gonna be okay with that? And is that worth going to go see your boyfriend right now? And he said, like, I actually saw the gears spinning in her head as she seriously considered weighing those two options. And he was like, I knew at that point I was done. Oh, I need an egg. So we're gonna get the tank music. Or maybe not. Nope, we're not gonna get the tank. Sorry, guys. Or the dig thing. Ah. And Ian says, I'm tempted to say this is a trying time for parents, but really it's a trying time for everybody. We're all just have different complications to deal with. You are absolutely right. This is trying times for... Yeah, it's weird. The... maybe one of the first universal stories in our lifetime of... just like, this... everybody has to deal with this in some way, shape, or form. Here we go. Dig time. And he says, I had a heart attack at squeaking noise in your game, thinking it was a mouse or something. Oh man, we... Uh-oh. one of my former coworkers, she actually just recently left our job for another job. There was a mouse that we saw in our office, and she like completely lost her mind, just really loud high-pitched screaming that could be heard through like the entire building as this thing, as like this the babiest of baby spiders, or not spiders, baby mice, was running around our office. Anybody have any mice stories? I don't know if Randy knows this one. I think you were a baby at the time. I don't know if Randy, you're still here when this happened. But there was a time where I was in our basement and there was a mouse. And what I ended up doing, I don't even know, like, trying to think of the logistics of how I even made this happen. You're here. Okay. There was a mouse in the basement, and what I ended up doing was, and this is... No, I'm not going to share that story. Someone will probably use that story against me at some point, so we'll just leave it at that. Hey, give me all the stars. Hanny says, my gym teacher in middle school screamed and stood on a chair all class because of a teeny mouse, claiming it was just to see it better, not because she was terrified. That's funny. That's fascinating. Like, I always found it interesting during like these moments where like you see your teachers, at least I always saw my teachers as like authority figures and not just like regular human beings. And it was odd to see them at times where just like, oh, this is a person who has feelings and is scared of things and has a life outside of school. That's one of those weird things. Those look very, I need to grow up. I'd be terrified, but I'd be honest about it at least. Yeah, I would be, uncomfortable as well. I think my freaky deakiest rats, like, rodent story was in the Philippines, and Randy was here. He did not witness this though. I heard a lot about the rodents in the Philippines and the rats being about the size of cats, and I really did not want to see one. And there was at one point where I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I looked at the floor and like saw something skitter across the room, and yep, it was maybe not quite the size of a cat, but it was a very big rat, and I was pretty grossed out by that. I also found it interesting, like, in the Philippines, how common lizards were. Like, we'd be at restaurants and there would just be like lizards crawling around, and it was just like a pretty common thing, just because, yeah, they're pretty common in that part of the world. Oh, that was a very silly mistake. Uh-oh. Ah, Baby Mario again, go! I feel like I should have ran the other way. That's okay. Let's go this way. And oh. Ah, there was another thing I meant to talk about. My wife and I made tie-dye t-shirts today. Just before... I mean, it's weird. Michael's is actually... I think Michael's is still open. I think they have classified themselves as an essential service, and therefore you can still go and get all your arts and craft supplies from Michael's. This was about a week or so ago, though. Steph bought a bunch of supplies for making tie-dye shirts. And so we made some tie-dye shirts today. And it was... Like, I have no idea how the shirt has ultimately turned out. It is currently drying in our laundry sink right now. I'm curious to see how it'll turn out, and I don't know if I'm going to become, like, if tie-dye is going to be part of my regular fashion. But at the very least, it was something to do, and I am a little more open to doing assorted arts and crafts projects to stay, just to say entertained, because there's only, in these times in particular, there's just more time to kill. Oh, that's just a death trap. Okay. Ian says, I'm very impressed with all the folks who have managed to be creative or start new hobbies in the midst of all this. Randy says, I'd probably be more creative if Animal Crossing hadn't come out. Yeah, we're definitely playing a ton of Animal Crossing. I think one of the things I want to get back into now... And he says, I'm creatively eating lots of food. Oh man, I've been eating a lot of food too. We just before things went really bad, I was trying to cut down on the amount of chips I was eating. And then we only had one bag of chips, and we went through that really fast, and I was like, I need more chips to cope with the situation at hand. And so we ended up buying a bunch of chips, although we just finished 2 bags today, so we're gonna have to go and restock at some point. Though I did groceries on Friday. And to do a run just for chips is maybe not the best idea, but maybe it is the best idea. Hanny says, I was trying to cook healthy meals, but I can't get anything fresh from the grocery store. Yeah, this is the ongoing challenge. The grocery store by our house was completely sold out of chicken. And I went to Walmart on Friday to get food, and they had like one type of chicken breast, and that was it. Like they had like other types of meats and stuff, but if you wanted chicken, it was just like this 1 4-pack of chicken breast, and that's it. And so yeah, the people hoarding groceries, that's not cool. Grab what you need. And it has been frustrating, like, yeah, the fact that, like, toilet paper is basically our currency now. And like... Anyway. Dig, dig. Yeah, the thing I want to get back into now that things have kind of settled down is I want to get back into videos. Doing YouTube videos, starting back up Jet Weekly. I do have a bunch of ideas that of things that I do want to make, and some of that going into quote-unquote season 2 would be board game stuff. So I think I know what that video was going to be, and that'll probably be the first one coming back. I just haven't found the time yet, but at some point I will. And Hanny, do you have any plans of getting back in the YouTube game anytime soon? I enjoyed your videos. I do have some other streaming updates. It's not all bad news. It's not all bad news with the Nintendo Switch. There's 2 other things. And he says, probably not too stressed with my job. Oh. Sorry to hear that, but you always had a fan in me, and when you decide to come back, I'm definitely looking forward to watching more. In the meantime, I will enjoy the blog posts that you do post. But yeah, streaming stuff. My housing complex secured a new deal with our internet provider, and we are going from the plan that I currently have now to gigabit internet. So we are getting like the fastest possible plan I can get in this area, and that's gonna be great. Hopefully the signal is nice and steady. Like, oh man, we're streaming right now, like it's butter again, 0 drop frames, fantastic. It's going to be gigabit internet. I should be able to do 1080p 60. That is when I get a new computer. But in light of me not taking the train nearly as much, I've been able to put a little more money away, and presumably by the time this all blows over, and presumably by the time they restock computer parts, I should be able to upgrade the PC and then stream in Ultra HD glory. And yeah, you'll be able to see all these pixel graphics in 1080p, whatever. Oh, there we go. Stairs. Oh, okay. Ah. And I'm guessing, Ian, no movement on you and your video content at all, in light of all the things and you looking for a new computer and whatnot? Oh. Oh. There it is. Oh, grab the key, grab the key, grab the key! Ah, no! Yeah, we'll try this level. Also, we have 32 lives. I have not been counting those at all. Wow, that's a lot. Ian says, yeah, honestly, I'm not even keeping up with my blog, let alone thinking about doing new projects. My mental health has not been great in the midst of all this. And yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame anyone for not continuing to pursue their creative projects or not be as involved with those because these times are really hard and there are more important things to think about, TBH. And I get that. Yeah, for a lot of my blog, I pulled a lot of posts down that were originally scheduled to go live during these times where it was just like, yeah, the voice for what I've written does just not fit the headspace I'm in right now and the world that we live in. So some of it's been reworked. I've definitely written some more personal stuff relating to the situation at hand. Hanny says, same, just trying to stay afloat right now, playing RPGs to take my mind off it as best I can. Yeah. Don't blame me for that. And yeah, like, I think at, like, the first few days when, like, the NBA canceled their season, or suspended their season and all that, like, those first few days, I was just like, nah, I don't want to think about anything right now. Like, it's just, give me all the news all the time. Have we officially hit the apocalypse? Like, how are we going to eat? All of that stuff was the stuff that I was thinking about at first. I think the stream has kind of helped a lot, just being able to hang out with other people and, on one hand, be able to take my mind off that a bit, but at the same time being able to talk with you guys about all of this as well. And so yeah, the stream I've been able to keep going. The writing's definitely been an adjustment. And oh, I don't know how to get down there. And yeah, the YouTube thing I think is definitely the one that got hit the hardest. Like, I was gonna have to take a break anyway. I see what's going on. Okay. But yeah, just being able to come up with an idea for a video and sit down and record and edit, like, it's just not the type of work that I was ready to tackle at that point. And even now, like, I told myself, like, that was something I was interested in doing today, and it just didn't happen. Huh. Nope. What am I missing here? There is a trick to this. And I am not doing that thing. Well, baby gone. Darn it! Oh, come on! Okay. Nope. What is the... And he says, I'm still hoping my job stays safe through all of this. Oh, this is... Okay. That is a good question as well. Like, is there any possibility that, like, your work is not able to continue in light of these things? Without going into too much detail, one of our clients is located in one of the hot zones, and from what I've heard, I don't work with this client directly for the most part. Actually, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell that story. We're just gonna... At this point, I don't think it's going to impact in the short term, but I would think, like, depending on how long this goes, like, yeah, there's a possibility that maybe we take some time off. I don't know. I don't think I was supposed to do that. I think what was supposed to happen... Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. Trust me on this. I go through here. Oh, okay, that doesn't matter. And Hanny says, I'm in an industry, vaguely speaking, reliant on other businesses doing really, really well. So it's a bit concerning. I guess, yes, you could also say that I am in a business that is reliant on other businesses doing well as well. And so for that reason, the future is of concern. Ooh, what is this? Oh, that's interesting. And I'm curious to see how the government helps, like, steps in to help out with people who do lose their jobs, because people, like, it's record numbers of people losing their jobs and need support, and are people able to, like, defer on mortgages and payments and stuff like that? The Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford, who I haven't always been a fan of, TBH, but he said some pretty, like, he seems to be, here again, seems to be a person on the side of humanity, where they were talking about rent, and, like, hey, it's the first, in the press conference, he was like, it's the first of the month, it's gonna be, like, a lot of people owe rent at this time, and he was like, straight up, hey, if you can't afford to pay your rent right now, don't pay your rent. And I know the situation's going to depend from person to person and country to country, province to province. But hopefully hopefully there are those that understand the situation. Like, this impacts everybody, and it's just like, it's not fair in a lot of ways. And unreasonable to expect people to be able to, like, keep up with payments and things, and it's even a struggle for, like, just to have money to buy food. Like, that's a that can be a challenge too, if people losing their jobs and whatnot. Uh-oh. I think we can get out of here. I don't think there's much for me here. Da, 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 da. Alright, let's get out of here. Hey! Look at these weird Mode 7 panels! Like, what can I stand on? What swings are, like... If I just stay here... Oh, okay. It's such a weird, like... In a way, this looks horrible, and other... It's fascinating, the tech to make this thing happen. And Hanny says, I try to count blessings at least. I'm fortunate to have a husband and a secure job, so even if the worst happens, his salary would be enough to support us both. That's good. Oh yes, we have Baby Mario's twin brother at Bowser's Castle, but we're not handing him over to the likes of you. Ruh-roh. Uh-oh, this ghost is getting bigger and bigger. All right. Ah! Oh, I think that did it. Boom. All right. All right, so it's midnight now. I think that is going to do it for tonight. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Hanny. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Mr. Blue Sky. Thank you to D Money. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, Now is Games Dan, for the sub. Appreciate all your support throughout all this, and I hope you guys are all doing well. In light of everything, I'll still be here. We're streaming in just a few hours. Really, probably gonna roll straight into bed. This is such a cheery game. I love watching it. Great. I'm enjoying playing this too, and I think we're gonna continue with this. In light of not having a Switch that I can stream with confidence, I think we'll play through the rest of this. We're like a third of the way through the game anyway, and I'm still having a lot of fun. So maybe we'll do this as the Wednesday game instead. Yeah, I'm thinking Wednesday we'll do this, more of this, and then like I guess Sunday we can probably just do Overwatch. And Ian says, have a good night. See you for tomorrow's stream, barring any unexpected developments. Yeah, see you later, Ian. Take care. Have a good night. Tell Destiny I said hello. And yeah, so we'll be back in the morning with some Jackbox. Make sure to check out the website inthirdperson.com for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. Follow me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram at inthirdperson. And take care, everyone. I hope you guys are doing okay. If there's any way I can help, or if you just need someone to talk to, feel free to shoot me a line, send me a message. I don't even know what the term. Slide in my don't slide in my DMs. My wife would not approve of that. But yeah, feel free to give me a shout. All right, thanks everybody. I'm out of here. Later.